What happened to Alabama? What happened against LSU? What happened? 32-31. Overtime loss. What happened? Alabama sports fans, Roll Tide fans, the standard of college football has been shaken and upset. What happened? Well, you got the right guy that's going to tell you. I'm going to make it real short and brief. It won't take long to say this, sports fans. And there's no need to think I'm about to get on the soapbox. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you some tidbits that might just help you a little bit. So, welcome to Coach One Sports. Yours truly, Coach Kevin Bull Jones. Going to sit and talk about what happened to University of Alabama against LSU this past weekend. So if you like the show, please make sure you share, you like, you comment, but more importantly, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, and we can talk about exactly what happened. Sports fans, I'm going to bring it to you. You already know this. I'm coming from a coach's point of view. So I'm going to take the fan part out of it. I'm just going to make sure it's straight Coach One Sports talk. I'm going to tell you the conversation that's going on in the locker room amongst the coaches and the head coach, Coach Saban himself. Listen, everybody wants to know what happened. How did LSU beat Bama? How did it happen? Everybody wants to point fingers. They want to say it's the coordinators. They want to say it's the penalties. They want to say it's that everybody is rising to the occasion. Well, guess what? It is 2022. Everybody's always talked about wanting to beat Alabama. Everybody wants to be the team that beats Alabama. Everybody has to raise their level of play to play against University of Alabama. That's what it is, sports fans. Just think about it. 4 games that the Crimson Tide have been in this season have come down to the last play. 4 games this year. 4. There are 2 losses that were by 4 points. 4 points. That's not the stat that'll get you, though. Because if you're one of those people that think about the stats and you want to blame this person and that person, guess what? Alabama led in most of the statistical categories in the game against LSU. Everybody wants to say, well, you can't win in Death Valley. No, that's not true. What is true is every opponent that Alabama has had to face this season has decided, guess what? We're tired. We have mimicked this whole ideology of having a standard and a culture. See, that's what Coach Saban always talks about. So what is happening now is all these coaches say the culture, the standard, the standard. Guess what? While Alabama's right here going through their season, showing up on Saturday afternoons, and I mentioned it at the beginning of the season, they were going to have to be road warriors. I said that. Go back and look at some of my shows. I said they have to be road warriors, okay? They had to go to Texas, okay? I was in Texas, and I saw what happened in front of 102, 108,000 screaming fans. I saw exactly what happened. It did come down to the last drive, okay? Every game has pretty much been like that for University of Alabama this season. Every game. So I can never say that these kids didn't pour their hearts into wanting to win the football games that they were part of. The problem is everybody else said, guess what? We're going to raise our level of play. We're going to raise our standard. That's what happened. And if you want to say some of those games, those 2 losses for the first time since 2010, in regular season, those 2 losses are because our players didn't raise their level of play to the expectations of the coaching staff, the schemes that were put in. I mean, listen, the coordinator can only put in the scheme that's supposed to work for that game. And yeah, everybody wants to talk about, Coach O'Brien and Coach Golden, but listen, they don't play on the field. They're not on the field. Okay? They're not. When Eli Ricks has 2 PI calls, pass interference calls against him, that's not Pete Golden. Okay? When Eli Ricks makes a great play, which he had some great plays in the game, passes defended. Okay, was that Pete Golden? Come on. Was that Pete Golden? Was that him then? When To'o made a great play a couple of times in space, because he is a chaser, was it his linebacker coach that got the credit? Was it Pete Golden that got the credit? Or was it Pete Golden to blame all of a sudden when To'o doesn't fill in the hole when Williams, the running back from LSU, is coming in to score? It's just him and Williams. They're about to have a date. Okay, mano y mano. Okay, let's see who's the bigger monster in this hole. Did he Ray Lewis and take Williams and bend him back and hit him for a loss? No, he didn't. Williams ran through him, got through, and scored a touchdown. Okay, does that belong to Pete Golden now? All right. When we play too high, man under, and the quarterback runs around for his life, and we sack him, is that Pete Golden then? Okay. So when it doesn't work, and at the latter part of the game, when Jaden Daniels is able to scramble for 40, 50-something yards and gets inside Bama territory, now all of a sudden that's Coach Golden's fault? Let's stop. Let's stop right there. Don't do it, because if you die hard Bama fan, you die hard till you die. And that's just what it is. I'm just going to call it as I see it. All right? Tough season. Expectations are to win the national championship. 2 losses right now. Only in a miracle sense would we ever be considered to still possibly make it to the SEC championship game representing the Western Division. That means that LSU would have to lose their 2 remaining games against Texas A&M and Arkansas. And then we would have to win our last 2 games, okay, to be able to surpass LSU in some way to make it to the SEC West. Okay, so listen. Okay, that's wishful thinking, because there's still some games to be played, and you know who, Lane Kiffin, would love to be that coach that hangs 60 points on that Bama team. So let's focus on what's really at hand. Okay? 6 national championships in 13 years. Yes, everybody is raising their level of play. Everybody wants to be the next Bama. Okay, and that's just what it is. All right? Went into some dog fights, and somebody had a bigger bite for us. We did not complete and finish games, especially in the fourth quarter. If you want to say that, then say that. Okay, I'll roll with that. If you want to go ahead and say that our receivers, we had 5 receivers go first round in the NFL draft, including one of them being Heisman Trophy winner. And now we don't have that big play person that everybody in the stadium knows is going to get the football. And we got a former Heisman Trophy winner, or the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, and Bryce Young throwing the passes to a big-time receiver that's going to make those plays at clutch time. If you want to say that's a problem, then say it. I'll ride with you on that. We got a whole bunch of receivers that, hey, they're not in the shoes of those guys that I mentioned at all. All went in the first round. Tell me another university that had 5 receivers go first round. Come on, Bama fans. If you're mad because we lost, okay, be mad. I get it. The standard is we win. It didn't happen. So how do you move forward? Coach Saban talking to those players. How do you move forward? How do you get ready for the next game? How do you let the people, whatever the people say in your ears, those same folks, yeah, he called it rat poison, that old corny phrase. Yeah, it was. But now the naysayers, the folks that have been waiting for years to talk trash about Bama football, all those enemies, now they get the chance to spit that poison out. They get a chance to throw that venom out. Now they can say, ha, 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 you finally lost. No more Alabama. Okay? That's in the street. That's what they want to say. You all know that, sports fans. Everybody want to say, Alabama, you're done. You're finished. No, they're not. They're not finished. Hey, the road went left. The road we were on was straight. Then all of a sudden we hooked the left. Nothing wrong with the road. It was us. It was Bama. Didn't get it done. Every other team rose to the occasion. All right, 11 on defense, 11 on offense, 11 on special teams. That's last time I checked, that's 33 players that everybody has to be on the same page. There are other teams that are doing it right now. You know who they are because their current head coach used to be the defense coordinator in Tuscaloosa. Now he's on the other side in the SEC. So yeah, you know, but he learned it from Coach Saban. So don't get it twisted. It's great. It's great to see that we have to be able to continue to fight to be able to win the next game. And that's what's important. So sports fans, the diehard Bama fans, don't point fingers. Wasn't nothing wrong all of a sudden with Bill O'Brien's play calling when he marched down the field against Texas with 1 minute, 24 seconds left in the game in Austin, Texas, and Bama won the game. Wasn't a problem then. Yes, these are kids. They make mistakes. They make bad plays. They did not finish. And more importantly than anything else, that big-time player that Bama's always had on the defensive side of the ball, in the secondary, as well as linebacker, there's always a big-time play being made late in the game to seal the deal for the Bama Crimson Tide. I'm not taking shots at any players. I'm just speaking the truth. It doesn't have to be one player. It can be multiple players. Okay? It didn't happen. And because it didn't happen, Alabama lost on the last play of the game again. Last play again. 6 national championships in 13 years. They'll probably never, ever be done again. Okay? So guess what? Roll Tide fans, yes, they love to hate you. They love this time that they can talk trash. But the great part about college football is you only get 365 days to talk the trash. And then guess what? It's another season. And Roll Tide will be amongst college football again. It is what it is. Okay, have to kudos to those teams that came out and gave everything. They rose to the occasion. We just didn't finish the deal. But understand this, sports fans that are Bama fans. These things right here are what they're chasing. These things right here are what they're chasing. These are what they're chasing. These are what they're chasing. If you're a true Bama fan, don't forget that Alabama has 18 of these. 18 national championship rings. 18. Nobody else is close. So yes, got to take this one on the chin. As a coach, it's hard. It's hard to go in there and look at those players because there's kids that gave it all. Hey, it all didn't align. Okay? So guess what? Be ready for the net. Your war now is Coach Kiffin, Lane Kiffin, those Ole Miss Rebels. And once again, Crimson Tide has to be the Road Warriors. Got to go into heated environment. All right? Knock that dirt off, knock that rust off, and they have to go back in Oxford and go get a W. It can be done. Bama fans, keep your heads up. Coaches out there, always tell your players, it's always the next play. When it's all said and done, Coach Saban was telling us all season there were problems. So don't point fingers now, because you, just like everybody else, when Bama was able to squeak out those wins, everybody that was Bama Crimson Tide fan had a chance to say, Alabama, Roll Tide, roll. You know that for a fact. So guess what? The next game is up. Alabama, Crimson Tide sports fans, true sports fans, Roll Tide, roll. Don't give up. Alabama has the number one ranked recruiting class in the nation. 5 5-stars, 14 4-stars. Yes, it's coming. They'll come back to this again. It'll be back. It'll be back. Not this year, maybe, but it'll be back. Keep your heads up. Hey, you enjoyed the show? Thank you for watching Coach One Sports. Yours truly, Coach Kevin Bull Jones. I call it like I see it. Tough season, but guess what? Every chance you get a chance to wake up the next day and get it done, and that's for anybody. We can. It doesn't have to be football, sports fans. Even though we talk football, it can be just a game of life. You get knocked down, get your butt back up, knock that dirt off. All right, wipe your eyes, wipe your face, get the dirt off, roll your sleeves up, and get back to work. Thank you for watching Coach One Sports. With yours truly, Coach Kevin Bull Jones. We'll see you later.